Drodzy Państwo, kiedy mówimy o wodzie, o jej braku, zanieczyszczeniu albo o nadmiarze, bardzo często myślimy zwykle o nas samych, o naszych potrzebach, o zdrowiu lub ryzyku, które ze sobą takie problemy niosą. Natomiast odwodnienie to jest także problem, z którym boryka się infrastruktura, taka jak drogi, mosty czy lotniska. O tym, jak się z tym wyzwaniem mierzyć, na przykładzie własnych doświadczeń opowie prezes firmy Paladeri Andrea Cirino Pomicino. Zapraszam.
Dzień dobry, panie i panowie. Dziękuję za uwagę. Unfortunately, my Polish language is over. I have to continue in English. I'm Andrea Cirino Pomicino, CEO of Paladeri. Our company produces innovative technology which combine steel with polyethylene. The core of the product is made of a spiral omega shape galvanized steel profile, which ensure a high ring stiffness with the elastic model that is 200 times more than plastic. And then we have an inner layer that ensure the contact with the fluid, since plastic is still the best material to get in contact with the fluid in terms of low abrasion and chemical resistant. And then we have the external layer, which is in polyethylene to preserve the steel from corrosion. And it means durability of the product. The scope of our presentation is to talk about urban drainage system. We have been seeing during these days a lot of similar slides. So we well know what we are talking about, and we well know the problem we have to face. This chart have been designed by Milano municipality. Milano is the city in Italy with a higher level of urbanization. The first curve that we have to analyze is the orange one, the pre-urban stream flow. You can easily see that you have the stream discharge on the axis of ordinate and the time on the axis of abscissa. The curve represents the stream discharge. And you see that in the first curve with the pre-urban situation, we have a slow increase and a gently decrease. And then we go to the second line, the red one, with the urbanized stream flow, what we are facing now. And you have a higher peak, that means flooding. So what we are going to do, what we are meant to do, we have to do engineering works. So you have the first part with the dotted line, with hydraulic invariance with lamination only. You see that the peak is lower, but the curve is still not gently as before. And then we go to the fourth line, the complete hydraulic engineer with hydrological invariance with lamination and infiltration. And the curve goes back to the initial situation. But this scenario was the scenario that we have been facing like 10 years ago. Now we have a different scenario. We have a scenario in which we have to face the urbanization plus the climate change. This slide shows some event that happened a few years ago. We did not lose time to update, since every month in Europe and in the world, we have event like this. So what is the approach to solve this situation? We have the traditional approach that is hard engineering. The hard engineering have been the guideline that we have been following through decades. So it means big hydraulic works like dam, river, spillway, big basin, big pipe in the city. Well, it has been working a lot. But can we do it now? No. Because we don't have any more greenfield area. Now we have to work in brownfield area. And so we have to switch to LEED, low impact development. This approach is different. It considers every part of the city part of the stormwater management, from a roof of a building to a parking area converted in green to any other part of the city. But can we switch from one to another? No. Exactly the same way that we cannot switch to the actual source of energy to solar panel. We all want to switch to solar panel, but we cannot. We have to mix both of them. So what is the rule of a producer or designer? to find solution that can fit in both cases, hard engineering, soft engineering, greenfield, brownfield, and most of the time, something in the middle of them. So we have to find solution for a small new villa that is going to be built, to a urban lamination where we have space, to an area where you need to provide solution with urbanization already done. And what can you do there? You have to find versatile product for versatile solution. You cannot bring big volume in the center of the city because you don't have space to do that. You don't have space to bring the big crane to move big concrete volume or something like that. So you have to find different solution. This line, Palastorm, is a line that combines different product fit for urbanization, from sand and oil separator to detention tank, retention tank, and dispersion. The main characteristic of the product is that this kind of technology allowed to produce pipe from 300 millimeter to 3,000. So it means that any product can be produced in any shape. You can have 100 metric cube with a small pipe but longer, or you can have the same volume with 3,000 millimeter, so short but higher. But let's see what means to bring this solution or bring this product in the major infrastructure. Because also in infrastructure, we have the same environment. We are not building new airport. We are rebuilding them to match the new standard. So this is one example. In Fiumicino Airport, they had to build the third piste, and they had to do the underground network for rainfall water. They had to design a line that passed through the piste and a line beside. And in both cases, they use 2,000 millimeter SN16 pipe with no concrete frame around that ensure a fast installation and durability. Because an airport cannot be closed so long. And that was the same situation for Linate. There they have a new taxi area to build. But they had groundwater there. So what do? You cannot dig so much. So they needed a tank with smaller diameter and different pipe connected in series. And so you solve the problem of the groundwater and you install it in 2 weeks. And then we have another environment very aggressive, ports. Ports is the same of airport, but with another characteristic, corrosion, because we are in a marine environment. Cagliari Port, they had to build new terminal area. So they choose pipe SN20 for all the network. But then they have a problem. The first design was made with steel sand and oil separator. But how can you put steel in a marine environment? They found a solution first. Build bigger tank, waterproof in concrete, and put the steel separator inside. Is this a solution? Yes, is this a solution? Is this the best one? Maybe not. If you have another kind of product that can ensure to be installed there with no risk of corrosion, and you don't need to build concrete structure that are useless. And then we have another case, Catania Port. Here they need a very simple system. They need to do at the same time infiltration and retention. So, and they have limited space to do that. So we built this system, which combine in the center a water treatment plant, sand and oil separator, with a spillway before, a flow split chamber before. So the water goes into the water treatment and then to a detention tanks, which provide gray water, which can be reused. And on the left side, the second water goes in an infiltration to avoid case of flooding. And then we have the last infrastructure, roads and highway. In roads and highway, oftenly you need to provide solution under culvert to drainage water. What are the solutions in this moment? Armaco type, like steel pipe, but modular steel pipe, or concrete. In this case, you need, in both cases, to do concrete frame around, which means cost, which means time, which means heavy transport, which means also more truck to transport goods, more pollution. If you had another solution that you can skip from 2-meter pipes, or in case of the steel that you have to mount it on the side, you can move to one long pipe of 18 meters, which cover all the culvert and can be installed one by one. This building site is Pedemontana Veneta, that, if I understood, also one of the former speakers worked for this tender. So, what is the conclusion? In the actual situation that we are facing, we all have a key rule: producer, investor, designer. What we think is that there is not the best product in the market, because all products have advantages and disadvantages. What we should choose is the product that fits better to the solution that you need. Thanks for your attention.